Good Monday, everyone, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, it's a brand new day. It's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins today. Of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Monday with a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you'll be part of my conversation with Zach Gildehaus of Edward Jones, talking about why charitable giving should be something you make part of your financial planning. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In international news, Boris Johnson drops out of race to be next UK Prime Minister. Former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced on Sunday he will not run to lead the Conservative Party, ending a short-lived, high-profile attempt to return to the Prime Minister's job he was ousted from little more than 3 months ago. His withdrawal leaves the former Treasury chief the strongest favorite to become Britain's next Prime Minister, the third this year, at a time of political turmoil and severe economic challenges. He could win the contest as soon as today. Johnson, who was ousted in July amidst ethics scandals, had been widely expected to run to replace Liz Truss, who quit last week after her tax-cutting economic package caused turmoil in financial markets and was rapidly abandoned and obliterated her authority inside the governing party. Johnson spent the weekend trying to gain support from fellow conservative lawmakers after flying back from a Caribbean vacation and held talks with the two other contenders. Late Sunday, he said he had amassed the backing of 102 colleagues, more than the threshold of 100 needed to make a ballot of lawmakers today. But he was far behind his other contender and said he had concluded that you can't govern effectively unless you have a united party in Parliament. The prospect of a return by Johnson had thrown the already divided Conservative Party into further turmoil. He led the party to a thumping election victory in 2019, but his premiership was clouded by scandals over money and ethics that eventually became too much for the party to bear. In his Sunday statement, Johnson insisted he was well placed to deliver a Conservative victory in the next national election due by 2024, and he said that he likely would have won a ballot of Conservative Party members against either of his rivals. But in the course of the last days, I have sadly come to the conclusion that this would simply not be the right thing to do, he said. Therefore, I am afraid the best thing is that I do not allow my nomination to go forward and commit my support to whoever succeeds. But he hinted he might be back, saying, I believe I have much more to offer, but I'm afraid that this is simply not the right time. In more international news, Russia's defense chief warns of dirty bomb provocation. Russia's defense chief alleged Sunday that Ukraine was preparing a provocation involving a radioactive device, a stark claim that was strongly rejected by U.S., British, and Ukrainian officials amid soaring tensions as Moscow struggles to stem Ukrainian advances in the south. The Russian defense minister made the allegations in phone calls with his counterparts from the U.S., Britain, France, and Turkey. Russia's defense ministry voiced concern about possible Ukrainian provocations, including a dirty bomb, a device that uses explosives to scatter radioactive waste. It doesn't have the devastating effect of a nuclear explosion, but could expose broad areas to radioactive contamination. Russian authorities repeatedly have made allegations that Ukraine could detonate a dirty bomb in a false flag attack and blame it on Moscow. Ukrainian authorities, in turn, have accused the Kremlin of hatching such a plan. The British Defense Secretary Ben Wallace strongly rejected Moscow's claim and warned Moscow against using it as a pretext for escalation. In business news, stocks end higher on Wall Street Friday, notching weekly gains. Wall Street capped a volatile run for stocks last week with a broad rally on Friday, contributing to sizable weekly gains for major indexes. The S&P 500 rose 2.4% and notched its biggest weekly gain since June. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 2.5%, and the Nasdaq Composite ended 2.3% higher. More than 90% of the stocks in the benchmark S&P 500 index also rose. Technology stocks, retailers, and healthcare companies powered a big share of the rally. Oracle rose 5%, Home Depot added 2.3%, and Pfizer rose 4.8%. In entertainment news, Taylor Swift drops 3 a.m. edition of Midnights as well as a music video. Taylor Swift has said Midnights was inspired by certain key sleepless nights, something many of her fans undoubtedly experienced, as the singer-songwriter dropped 7 bonus tracks and a music video just hours after the album's release on Friday. Midnights was released at, midnight, says the Associated Press, Eastern Standard Time, and had become Spotify's most streamed album in a single day, by 6:15 p.m. With a runtime of around 44 minutes, listeners would have had the opportunity to play the album 4 times before a swift release midnight to 3 a.m. edition. And finally, in more entertainment news, Black Adam with Dwayne Johnson debuts with $67 million. Warner Brothers' Black Adam opened with an estimated $67 million, according to studio estimates on Sunday, handing Dwayne Johnson his biggest box office weekend as a leading man and launching the DC Comics character he spent a decade to bring to the big screen. Black Adam was a $200 million bid to upset the power balance in a DC Extended Universe dominated by the likes of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Monday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. If you feel beaten down and defeated, abandoned and forgotten, know that your place in life is not proof of anything, except that God knows you are one of His strongest, and you are able to overcome that which may seem impossible. So let's go do it. Have an amazing Monday. Zach Gildehaus of Edward Jones is in today's Entertainment Spotlight for him Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Entertainment Spotlight. Zach Gildehaus of Edward Jones joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about how charitable giving should be a part of your financial planning. Here's a bit of our conversation.
So this is an important topic, Zach, because even though we all are concerned about higher prices for ourselves and being able to take care of ourselves, it's great to know that people are still thinking about giving. So I mentioned the survey. What did your survey reveal about how Americans are donating to charity this year compared to years prior?
The headline of the survey, this is really what jumped off the page to me, was that the majority of Americans told us, I plan to maintain or even increase my charitable giving this year as opposed to last year. And if you think about a lot of the headlines out there, we're talking about inflation, we're talking about higher interest rates. And despite that economic uncertainty, people told us, I plan to continue giving.
That is great news. And I think, too, Zach, this time of year we like good news, so I think this is great to know that people are thinking about others, even though, of course, we are concerned with our own needs. What are some unexpected or maybe even non-traditional forms of charitable giving that people are thinking about now, Zach?
One of the things I love about charitable giving is there's really something for everyone. We like to talk about giving your time, your talents, your treasure, and a lot of times we focus on that treasure part, right? Giving your money or appreciated securities, other assets. But if you're not in a position that you're ready to make that step, I really recommend thinking about giving your time and your talents to charities and causes that are important to you, because it really helps you connect to their charitable mission, because it puts you on the front lines of their good works.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back on tomorrow with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.